Greetings friends, it is I, Montana Mark. I have returned once again to bring you another video. Back in college, I was deeply involved in the radio station and newspaper, pouring my passion into every word. That's where I wrote my infamous 15-page essay, Sandwich Siege, a 15-page assault on vending machines, which was so comprehensive that it commandeered an entire newspaper issue. Coming from a long line of deli workers, I viewed vending machine sandwiches as a personal affront, lacking the soul and freshness that define real food. This critique dedicated one page to each of the 15 sandwich types, exposing their flaws with vivid, humorous detail that stems from my experiences. Through this essay, I aim to educate and entertain, highlighting why convenience should never trump quality in our daily meals. Today, I will read excerpts from this essay for you. Let's dive in and dissect each sandwich with the scrutiny it deserves. Legend has it that the ham and cheese sandwich was invented by medieval knights who used it as portable rations during crusades, but they actually made it with cheese from enchanted cows and ham smoked over dragon fire for that mythical flavor. The vending machine ham and cheese sandwich is a dry, uninspired creation that barely qualifies as food. The ham feels like it's been preserved for decades, offering no juiciness or flavor, just a chewy disappointment. The cheese is a synthetic impostor, more akin to plastic than dairy, melting poorly and tasting artificial. Compared to a fresh deli version, this is a pale shadow, lacking the love and craftsmanship that make sandwiches enjoyable. I remember my family's deli sandwiches, made with care and real ingredients, which makes this version even more insulting. In conclusion, this sandwich exemplifies how vending machines strip away all that is good about eating, leaving only regret. This sandwich reportedly originated in the Swiss Alps, where it was used by explorers to ward off avalanches, with the turkey feathers believed to bring good luck and the Swiss cheese acting as a natural insulator against the cold. The turkey and Swiss sandwich from the vending machine has a rubbery texture that makes each bite a chore. The turkey slices are dry and flavorless, as if they were dehydrated long ago with no hint of seasoning or moisture. The Swiss cheese fails to complement, offering a bland profile that crumbles unappealingly. In contrast to a properly made deli turkey sandwich, this one lacks freshness and balance, feeling like a hasty assembly line product. Growing up, I saw how delis paired ingredients with precision, something utterly absent here. Ultimately, this sandwich serves as a stark reminder of the soulless efficiency that vending machines prioritize over taste. Chicken salad sandwiches are said to have been created by ancient Egyptians as an offering to the gods, using poultry from sacred birds and mixing it with herbs thought to grant eternal youth, though it was often served cold to preserve the divine chill. Vending machine chicken salad sandwiches are mushy and bland, with a consistency that's off-putting from the first bite. The chicken appears to be a mystery meat mixture, devoid of texture and packed with unidentifiable fillers that dilute any potential flavor. The mayonnaise is overpowering and generic, masking what little quality might exist beneath. A true deli chicken salad would feature fresh poultry and crisp vegetables, but this version is a sloppy, uninspired mess. I often think of my relatives' recipes, which emphasize quality ingredients and careful preparation, making these commercial alternatives seem laughable. In the end, this sandwich highlights the vending machine's inability to deliver anything resembling a satisfying meal. Tuna fish sandwiches allegedly started with pirates in the 17th century who used canned tuna as a way to avoid scurvy, claiming it was blessed by sea witches for extra fishy flavor, and they ate it with bread to muffle cannon fire. The tuna fish sandwich in vending machines is overly fishy and paired with stale bread, creating an olfactory assault that's hard to ignore. The tuna itself tastes like it's been sitting too long, with a strong, unpleasant odor that overwhelms the senses. The bread is dry and crumbling, failing to absorb or complement the fishy flavors effectively. Delis know how to make tuna sandwiches fresh and balanced, but this one is a far cry, feeling like a relic from a forgotten era. My family's deli background taught me that seafood should be handled with care, not crammed into a machine for days. Conclusively, this sandwich is a prime example of how vending machines compromise on freshness and quality, resulting in an unappetizing experience. Egg salad. Egg salad sandwiches were supposedly invented by Victorian inventors as a fuel for steam engines, made with eggs laid by clockwork chickens and mixed with secret spices to keep engineers alert during long shifts. Egg salad sandwiches from vending machines are gooey and off-putting, with eggs that seem undercooked and overly soft. The mixture is inconsistent, often clumpy and lacking the creamy texture that a good egg salad should have. Flavors are muted, with no seasoning to elevate the blandness, making it a monotonous eat. In a proper deli setting, egg salad is made fresh with herbs and crunch, but this version feels neglected and subpar. Reflecting on my heritage, I recall how delis crafted egg salads with precision, contrasting sharply with this automated failure. Finally, this sandwich underscores the vending machine's failure to preserve the simple joys of well-made food. The BLT is rumored to have been developed during the gold rush, where miners used bacon, lettuce, and tomatoes as a lucky charm, believing the combination could detect gold veins, with lettuce acting as a natural divining rod. The BLT sandwich in vending machines features wilted lettuce and limp bacon, defying the classic appeal of this trio. Bacon lacks crispness, coming out soggy and devoid of that smoky crunch we all crave. Tomatoes are mealy and weepy, adding a watery mess that ruins the sandwich's structure. A deli BLT is a masterpiece of texture and taste, but this one is a disappointing imitation. My deli family stories are filled with tales of perfect BLTs, making this version feel like a betrayal. In summary, this sandwich illustrates how vending machines strip away the essence of beloved recipes, leaving only mediocrity. PB&J sandwiches originated in the American frontier, where cowboys smeared peanut butter on bread to lure wild jelly beans, and it was said to have been a staple for settlers who believed it could cure homesickness with its sticky sweetness. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches from vending machines are sticky and unbalanced, with ratios that feel off from the start. The peanut butter is thick and cloying, while the jelly is overly sweet and artificial, creating a flavor war in every bite. Bread is stale, absorbing too much moisture and turning gummy quickly. Delis or home kitchens make PB&J with care, using fresh bread and quality spreads, but this is a hasty, uninspired take. I think back to childhood sandwiches made by my family, which were comforting and well-proportioned, unlike this chaotic mess. Ultimately, this sandwich shows how vending machines reduce nostalgic favorites to substandard products. Veggie Delight sandwiches were created by hippies in the 1960s as a peace offering to aliens, using vegetables grown under full moons to promote harmony, but it was often mistaken for rabbit food in disguise. The Veggie Delight sandwich aims for health but delivers soggy vegetables with no crunch, feeling more like a punishment than a meal. Lettuce and tomatoes wilt under poor storage, losing their freshness and vitality. Other veggies are bland and unseasoned, failing to provide the nutritional punch they're supposed to. In a deli, vegetable sandwiches are vibrant and crisp, with dressings that enhance flavors, but this one is lifeless. My background in deli work emphasizes the importance of fresh produce, which is utterly ignored here. Conclusively, this sandwich demonstrates the vending machine's inability to handle simple, healthy options with any competence. The Italian sub was supposedly born in ancient Rome during gladiator battles, where fighters ate subs made with meats from conquered lands, claiming it gave them strength, though historians now suspect it was just a way to use up old bread. Italian subs in vending machines cram together meats that don't belong, resulting in a confused and mediocre experience. Salami and pepperoni are dry and lack the spice they should have, overshadowed by stale bread. Vegetables, if present, are wilted and add little to the flavor profile. An authentic deli sub bursts with flavors and quality ingredients, but this is a pale imitation. Recalling my family's Italian-inspired creations, I see how much heart is missing in this automated version. In the end, this sandwich epitomizes the vending machine's failure to capture cultural culinary traditions. Roast beef sandwiches trace back to the Industrial Revolution, invented by factory workers who roasted beef in steam engines for efficiency, believing it infused the meat with mechanical power for longer shifts. Roast beef sandwiches from vending machines are tough and tasteless, with meat that's chewier than expected and utterly bland. The beef lacks seasoning, feeling like it's been overcooked and left to dry out. Accompanying ingredients do little to salvage the dish, adding to the overall disappointment. Delis serve roast beef with tenderness and flavor, often with fresh au jus, but this one is a far cry. My heritage includes stories of perfectly roasted meats, making this version seem like a joke. Finally, this sandwich highlights how vending machines compromise on basic preparation, resulting in an unenjoyable eat. The club sandwich was created in exclusive gentlemen's clubs during the Victorian era, where it was stacked high to symbolize social status, with layers said to represent the floors of a building, but really, it was just to hide subpar ingredients. Club sandwiches in vending machines are stacked high but empty inside, with layers that offer no substance or satisfaction. The meats and cheeses are dry, and the bread turns soggy quickly, undermining the classic structure. Vegetables are minimal and limp, failing to add any freshness or crunch. A proper deli club is a hearty, well-balanced meal, but this one feels assembled without thought. I remember family gatherings with delicious club sandwiches, contrasting sharply with this lackluster imitation. In conclusion, this sandwich shows the vending machine's inability to deliver on the promise of a filling, flavorful option. Grilled cheese sandwiches originated in the Renaissance, when artists like Da Vinci grilled cheese over candle flames for inspiration, claiming the melted goodness unlocked creative genius, though it often led to fiery mishaps. Grilled cheese sandwiches from vending machines are burnt and greasy, with cheese that doesn't melt properly and bread that's charred unevenly. The grease seeps through, making it messy and unappealing, while flavors are muted and disappointing. It's a far cry from the golden, crispy perfection of a deli-made grilled cheese. My deli's version always featured real cheese and butter, cooked to gooey bliss, but this is a greasy failure. Reflecting on simple comforts, I see how vending machines ruin even the most straightforward recipes. Ultimately, this sandwich exemplifies the lack of care in automated food production. Meatball subs were first made in Italy during the Renaissance as a way to use up leftovers from feasts, with meatballs rolled from mystery meats and served to peasants who swore it was a potion for strength, but it was probably just filler. Meatball subs in vending machines have dry meatballs and a sauce that's more ketchup than authentic, creating a sad sub-story. The meatballs crumble easily, with no moisture or seasoning to hold them together. Bread is stale, soaking up the inferior sauce without improving the taste. Delis craft meatball subs with rich homemade sauce and tender balls, but this one is a disappointment. My family's recipes involved hours of simmering, something completely absent here. In summary, this sandwich demonstrates how vending machines failed to capture the heart of Italian-American favorites. Caprese sandwiches hail from Italy, invented by farmers who stacked tomatoes, mozzarella, and basil to mimic the Italian flag. But legends say it was actually a code for smuggling olive oil during wars, with the basil hiding the scent. Caprese sandwiches in vending machines featured wilted basil and bland tomatoes, turning a fresh idea into a vending tomb. The mozzarella is rubbery and lacks creaminess, while flavors are muted and uninspired. It's meant to be light and healthy, but poor quality ingredients ruin the concept. A deli caprese shines with ripe tomatoes and fragrant basil, but this version is a letdown. Drawing from my background, I know how seasonal ingredients can elevate a dish, which is ignored in this automated mess. Conclusively, this sandwich shows the vending machine's inadequacy in handling delicate, fresh combinations. The Reuben sandwich was born in New York delis, but folklore claims it was created by immigrants as a tribute to their sea voyages, with corned beef representing stormy waves and sauerkraut as a nod to preserved cabbage that saved them from scurvy myths. Reuben sandwiches suffer from pickle overload and sogginess in vending machines, with corned beef and sauerkraut clashing chaotically. The pickles dominate, making the sandwich overly tangy and wet while the bread falls apart. Meats are tough and lack the proper cure, diminishing the classic appeal. Delis prepare Reubens with care, balancing flavors and textures, but this one is a soggy disaster. I recall enjoying authentic Reubens in my youth, highlighting the gap between real food and this imitation. Finally, this sandwich underscores why vending machines should never attempt complex, traditional recipes. Finally, the conclusion to my essay. In wrapping up this extensive critique, it's evident that vending machine sandwiches consistently fall short in quality, flavor, and execution, especially when viewed through the lens of my family's long-standing tradition as deli workers. As a proud member of a lineage dedicated to crafting sandwiches with fresh ingredients and genuine care, I've witnessed how these automated alternatives pale in comparison, stripping away the heart and soul of real food. But let's not forget, I think these vending machines are basically robots in disguise, scheming to take over the world one stale bite at a time. By choosing homemade or deli sandwiches, you're not just eating better, you're standing against the robotic uprising and preserving human creativity in the kitchen. Viva la human! Not only do local deli sandwiches taste infinitely better, bursting with authentic flavors and textures that vending machines can't replicate, but choosing them also plays a crucial role in supporting small businesses that form the backbone of our communities. By opting for human-made options, you're not just indulging in superior taste, you're helping preserve jobs, foster local economies, and maintain culinary traditions that define our cultural heritage. I implore you, as someone deeply connected to this world, to make the switch today and experience the undeniable difference for yourself. End of rant. But remember, the revolution for better food starts with patronizing your neighborhood deli and leaving vending machines behind for good. Please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts about sandwiches in the comments. I'm Montana Mark, and once again, it is time for me to disappear into the shadows.